I always knew I could do well in the Premiership and score a few goals. Obviously last year I was playing in the Championship, which is a very tough league to get out of. And then obviously now I'm playing the Premiership, so you're playing with some fantastic players. I mean, I played with some fantastic players, don't get me wrong, at Ipswich. I mean, like people like Jim Magilton, Darren Curry, I mean, you learn off these sort of people. So for me to now move to Charlton and have people like Danny Murphy, Alexis Smirtin, I mean, Chris Perry, people like that to be playing with now, like week in, week out, like my game's going to come on really. So I thought I've become a better player and I'm now more prepared for the game on Friday. When you move to the senior squad, the England squad, like you're now thinking these are now world-class players. You know what I mean? They're all playing for the top clubs in Europe and they're all brilliant players really. So if anything, it gives you a massive confidence. I mean, when I got drafted into the squad, I mean, I felt like I was walking on air really. I mean, the confidence was flowing and it still is now. Obviously, you always want to be in the full squad, but you understand that you've got to do a job. I mean, for me to get drafted back, I'm happy to do that because I want to qualify. I mean, I've been a part of the 21s through this qualifying campaign, really, so I'd like to end it right with us going to the championships at the end of the season. We've got a massive game, like, don't get me wrong, against France. And we need all the help we get. I mean, they're supposed to be one of the top clubs in Europe. To test myself is going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. And I think every internationals are testing its own right, but this one is absolutely massive. I think the key is we just don't lose the first game. I mean, yeah, it's nice to win. I mean, we all want to win and everyone expects us to win because we're at home. But the key is that if things don't go to plan, we stay solid and just don't lose. Even if we take a point over there, it's good because then it still throws it in the air over there. So we know we've got more than enough in our locker to create chances and score against any team in the world, really.
David, even though he scored so many goals coming on as a substitute for the under-21s, any doubt in your mind that he should start tonight?
Well, I don't think it's a doubt in my mind. I mean, what he's done this season at Charlton and the goals that he's scored there and, you know, and stepping up into the senior squad as well, I think, you know, coming back down into the under-21s for this game now and solely, to be honest with you, because it's an important game for the under-21s, he has to play. My question mark really would be more that I think Dean Ashton and Carlton Cole complement each other. You know, the current season really, if you put Dean Ashton up against Darren Bent, you would have to say that Darren Bent's the player in form and Darren Bent should play. Carlton Cole's made no mistakes whatsoever for the under-21 side.
But so Bent can finish.
Of course, he's a goal scorer. Without any shadow of a doubt, he's a goal scorer. I'm just talking about characteristics of Ashton and Cole complementing each other. But when you've got him on the pitch, and he's shown so many times when he's coming off the bench, he scores goals, and has done all through his career, right through from being a kid, he scores goals. Now,
the other person that Peter Taylor has called on from the senior squad is Kieran Richardson of Manchester United. Again, has to start. Let's hope that tonight's game can be as entertaining as Friday's first leg at White Hart Lane, which was a cracker.
Faubert. Inside Whittingham, Faubert goes for goal. And Ferdinand did well because he thought about taking a touch on that. Here's Darren Bent! Well, the front two combined and it's so nearly worked out.
They're the threat, Bill. You know, if England can get the ball forward and get it in the final third, then the combination of Bent and Cole will cause anybody problems at this level.
Here is Huddleston. Ambrose back to Huddleston. Well worked forward to Kieran Richardson, who can turn and look for Carlton Cole. This is good play from England. Cole's shot just lacking that killer touch. And here's Huddleston. Well, the lazy play by Huddleston, and will England be made to pay? It's Ribery. An arrowing run forward, looking for Letalek. And it's away. So importantly by Whittingham. England centre-half suddenly being moved here, Letalek! Well, that was France's best opportunity. Briand. Looking for Letalek, that's 1-0 to France. England opened up in the second minute of this second half, and France have that away goal.
know, Briand is forced into an area where England will be disappointed. He's managed to carve out an opening for his strike partner, but it's a very composed finish.
I talked about the fact England didn't need to chase the game. They certainly don't want to go behind the second goal. And that's a very real possibility just at this point. It's Letalik. Oh, what a tremendous effort. In Bent and Cole, you've got two strikers who are always a threat, and here is Bent. He's beaten the keeper. Oh, what a goal line clearance.
Absolutely superb. That's a terrific ball from Peter Whittingham, and this fella's just got great instinct about scoring goals, and he thinks he's got another one.
Huddleston. Zubar still off. He's got to make his way to the halfway line. It's Bent, and it's over for England.
What a great chance.
On by Berto. Lovely turn by Ribery. Ribery's cross is wonderful. Away by Carson. It's come from Letalik.
That doesn't sit up well for him, does it?
Ambrose's corner. Huddleston off the line by Berto. Two goal line clearances from France now have denied England. Dawson looks long. A duck from Ashton. Whittingham on hand. Oh, it's come for Ashton. Touched in, yes! England have the equaliser. Darren Ambrose.
Ashton pulled the trigger. It wasn't a great strike, but, you know, if you go take a gamble, you sometimes get your rewards, and that's exactly what's happened to England and Darren Ambrose. And as well as France have defended here tonight, they could do nothing about that.
Well, after that, on aggregate, the decisive goal coming towards the end of the match, a penalty which Scott Carson got a hand to but couldn't keep out. So it's France who are celebrating. England will go home very, very disappointed. The basic situation is with England is that they have now failed to qualify in 7 of the last 9 European Under-21 Championship finals. A man with me did make it, and that's David Platt. You managed to get through to the finals. What do you think was the difference between those two sides in the end?
I think over the 2 legs, you'd have to say that the better team won. I think in France, the better footballing team, the better, dare I say it, players. You know, England had effective players on the pitch, and I think tonight we unsettled the French. I think, you know, the other night we got caught between the devil and the deep blue sea, in the sense that when we went long, we caused them a problem. When we went into the front, we caused them a problem. When we played short, we didn't. Tonight, I think we went longer. We started to get into them that little bit. I think we unsettled the French. We played at a tempo. But over the 2 legs, I think they probably deserve to go through.
Mind you, if you want good goals, you won't see a better one, will you, than the way that Darren Bent put his header.
I mean, it's a magnificent header. And I mean, it's what you expect of him, to be perfectly honest, and what he expects of himself. I mean, that's a long, hopeful ball in, and that is an unbelievable header. He's actually going back towards his own goal there.
It's like one of yours.
He's jumping back towards his own goal, and he gets a flick on it. He knows where the goal is, Darren Bent. He's one of those people that he has pictures in his mind. He knows how to score the goal. And that's not just an hopeful header. He's tried to glance that into the corner, I think.
Now, the French did come back into it. England, I suppose, were unfortunate in the way that it happened. What about the French equaliser? Because it was so quick after the England goal.
It was. I mean, you know, we'd done all right. We'd looked as though for 2 or 3 minutes, looked as though we could go on and get a second goal. And then all of a sudden, it's, to be fair, you know, it's gone to the outstanding player of the 2 legs, the player, if you like, that you look at and you think he's going to be a star in the making. And here, he just ducks back inside Dawson. And it really is the pace that's gone past Scott Carson.
Keeper, anything?
Possibly, you know, I mean, he expects the shot here, it doesn't come. I think it's bounced in front of him. I think a keeper of Scott Carson's ability would be disappointed he didn't save it. You see that, it bounces in front of him, but he gets there. It's not right in the corner. He gets his hand to it, but the pace has beaten him.
OK, that was 4 minutes after the England goal. And there wasn't much time to go in the whole match after, with 6 minutes left. England had changed their formation and they allowed France to come on to them?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Peter's gone for it. You know, he wants that second goal. That second goal would have killed the French off, I think, because he couldn't see them scoring 3 goals. You know, England were defending very resolutely and defending well. But I just thought the change, you know, we didn't have Darren Bent's pace up front, and I think what we did, we was going in long just prior to Dean Ashton coming on. You're going in long and you're turning the French defence, you're getting them off you, and I think that, you know, it enabled it. Every time the French wanted to attack us, they had to attack us from their 18-yard box. But when the change was made, all of a sudden it was going out and we weren't getting any platform, we weren't turning the French defence, and it just came back our back four all the time. And it was just a sheer weight of numbers and the balls in the box, I think, that leads to the penalty.
What about the penalty? How did you see that?
Live, I didn't think it was. But then when you slow it down at closer angles, I mean, he's fortunate because he loses the ball there. I think it's a poor challenge, if I'm honest. I think he does pull out. I think he realises he's not getting the ball. But there is contact there.
Look where the ref is.
The ref sees it. The ref sees it and he's got no doubt in his mind. But I think it's a poor challenge.
So, you were saying to me he'll save this, and he very nearly did, didn't he?
I think, again, you know, if Scott Carson, when he looks at it, I don't think you can blame him for any, you know, the goalkeepers. But it's not right in the corner. He does get an hand to it. It's a decent penalty in terms of pace, but he's got a hand to it. And I think he'll be disappointed, really, that he hasn't done better with both of them, even though you wouldn't apportion any blame to him.